Alright, everybody, welcome to the channel. Them Wrestling Guys. Charlie the Heel is not here today, but I'm here with Matt the Merciless. I don't know what he wants to be called. I just threw a nickname out there. I don't know if that's going to work. No. Alright, so we're going to go over the match card and match predictions for Night of Champions. Everybody's favorite pay-per-view.
Clash of Champions.
Whatever, Clash of Champions, Night of Champions. Nobody cares because this is probably going to be trash. So the first match... Did you write these in the order that you think they're going to be in?
Not really.
Alright, so no particular order. So first match, women's tag team match. Matt, what do you got?
Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross. To be honest with you, not the most build up. I think it's early right now with the women's tag team titles that were just established this year. I think you got to give it time to build up some legitimacy behind these titles. I think Sasha Banks and Bayley's reign was a bust. Obviously, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay's reign was a bust. But I actually do like this duo of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. It is actually working and making great TV. But I don't see them dropping them anytime soon because they've been actually doing pretty well and great chemistry. So I don't see any reason to take the titles off of them.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. But in the past... especially with these titles and any women's titles, they just seem to drop them when they don't really need to. Like the reason they took them out for Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania for no reason and put them on the two trashiest people in the women's division. In my opinion, I think they're crap. But other people like them. That I guess that's not a popular opinion.
Not to mention you build up Asuka and Kairi Sane
to
be the two to take it from.
Yeah,
them.
you build them up and then you put them in a 4-person tag match on Raw and Alexa and Nikki win after being a team for. Don't even get me started on tag teams because I think the WWE treats tag teams like crap. They rather just put two random people together and they do it all the time. And there's nothing more than the proof that they have. We'll talk about a match later that proves that. But I'm going to go against Matt and just say Mandy and Sonya. I think Mandy's been being built up for the past probably 3 months, and she's on a good little run. Unfortunately, when you win right before your match on a pay-per-view, you most times end up not winning. But I'm going to pick Mandy and Sonya and hope that they pull it out. I'm a big fan of them. All right, so next match. Oh, it's a triple threat match?
Yes.
Gulak? I don't even know who that is.
Yes, Carrillo. For one person that I'm sure is lost among some people, unless you're hardcore and you watch everything NXT UK 205, because that's where 205, that's where he started. Other than that, he's not been showcased on anything. So I think, some people out there might not be familiar with him. To be honest with you, I've not seen much of him either. And the introduction of Lince Dorado to this match, I actually think it's kind of a way to reward him and keep him around. I mean, there are backroom speculations right now that Kalisto and Grand Metalik could be on their way out once their contracts are up. And that just leaves one solo person, or one, the odd man out, Lince Dorado. Maybe give him a title shot as a way to convince him to not follow the same path. Do I see him win the title? Not necessarily. I love Drew Gulak's character. The no-fly zone. He's a proof that you don't need to be a high flyer to be a great cruiserweight. You can be a great, mat technician.
So you got Gulak. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Gulak too. I like what he done on NXT in the last month. Every one of his matches are a beast of a match. Is that way as with all the cruiserweights, in my opinion. I think they could hold their own on the main roster. I don't think you need the 205 live stuff. But Gulak to retain, no doubt about it.
As we're seeing that with people like Ali, Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
205 Ken.
Cedric Alexander, who has a match on this card too. So.
Yeah, well, we can actually just jump into that one next then, him and AJ Styles. And to be honest, I actually would like to see Cedric shine and take the title. I've been a fan of AJ Styles for years. I used to love watching him in TNA with guys like, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, but Styles is 42. He's proof that age is not a factor sometimes with pro wrestlers. He can still put on, no pun intended, but phenomenal matches. Mm-hmm. But I think AJ can help, showcase some of these up and coming wrestlers of the future. And I don't see any reason why put the title on Cedric. Styles doesn't, at a point in his career, doesn't need a title.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Styles got some major heat on Monday night. Stone Cold stunned him. That's like a huge thing in your career. So, congratulations, AJ Styles, for getting Stone Cold stunned on Monday Night Raw. And I believe Cedric beat him, right?
Right, which is why they're definitely setting up this match. It was the last title that was not official on this Sunday's card.
So again, a great build-up by WWE on a match. Good job, guys. Love that you guys build up matches now. Like, you never did that in the past, Good for you. I'm going to say Styles will retain. I just don't think Cedric's ready. I don't really have any... I don't really care about him. Honestly, like, he doesn't do anything that, like, sets him apart from other people to me. Like, his promos are trash. Yes, he's a good wrestler. But 2 Mondays ago, all I did was see him was botch moves on Monday Night Raw. So I don't think he's ready. So I'm going to say it's Styles to retain. And then we'll go, speaking of Styles, we'll go right into the... let's go into the Rollins and Strowman tag team match. Nice segue there, because they took them from the club. The only club that matters. Such a stupid name. So Rollins and Strowman thrown together. Ziggler and Rude thrown together. They're not tag teams. I mean, it's cool to see, like they've done in the past, like two awesome superstars. They put them together and they make a good tag team. They get a nice little run. But
Sheamus and Cesaro.
Sheamus and Cesaro. That worked out. Maybe Ziggler and Rude worked out. They're not doing anything. There's been talks of Ziggler leaving. Rude's been treated poorly since he arrived on the main roster. Run around chasing the 24/7 championship. So this gives him something to do, and that's awesome. Everybody loves Bobby Roode because he's glorious. I'm going to say Ziggler and Rude take the titles, and I think it's going to end up being Strowman or Rollins that screws the team, and that's going to set up this big match later in the night, which... You think it'll be the main event, or I think this match will start.
I honestly would not be surprised if you did Rollins and Strowman's Raw Tag Team title match first. If they don't do it first, then I think the best option other than that is to make it the match right before the world title match, or for the Universal Championship. I think it'd make interesting story to have them drop the titles and then bam, right into the main event and a whole different ball game.
Or what if they did back to back? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but I actually do like the pairing of Ziggler and Rude. Maybe I'm just saying that because you are talking about two great athletes who have not been showcased to their full potential on the main roster, especially Bobby Roode. I mean, Dolph Ziggler did have a pretty decent run last year with Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman, but...
You get an Intercontinental title run, too.
That, too. I mean, him and Seth obviously had a great match at SummerSlam last year.
Mm-hmm.
Much better than the 30-minute Iron Man match.
That trash. All right, let's go into another tag team match. New Day and Revival for the SmackDown Championships. I don't care about New Day anymore. I said it out loud. I did say it out loud. I haven't said it out loud yet, but I don't care about Kofi either. But we'll get to that later. I don't care about New Day anymore. I think they need to break up. I think it needs to be over. I understand they sell a lot of merch, WWE, which, like, that's what you care about, obviously. I'm a Revival guy. FTR, baby. Hashtag FTR. I'm a Revival, so I'm going to say Revival wins this. Hopefully. He doesn't like what I said.
Nope, I actually agree with that.
Okay.
I'm very high on the top guys. I'd say Revival wins the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They have
should.
Hopefully. I mean, same thing. I mean, Kofi, and we'll get into this right after this, but Kofi's world title reign or run, whatever, not too high on it. It was a great moment at WrestleMania. I get it, all those years, and congrats to him. But at the same time, you try to get behind it. His matches were always, I felt like, kind of second fiddle to the Universal Championship, as it's been for I don't know how many years now.
Be.
SmackDown always is second fiddle to Raw, no matter who's on which show. His match against Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, decent matches, but very short, limited to 10 minutes, maybe even a little under.
Mm-hmm.
And you are talking about great quality wrestlers, especially with people like Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston, Randy Orton, WWE Championship. I think they're doing what they can with what they're given. You're talking about a rivalry, that definitely put Kofi on a different, on a much elevated, higher level.
Shit goes back 10 or 15 years.
10 years, 2009.
So.
And they definitely had, for those who watched SmackDown the other day, they definitely revisit that. They tried to do something nostalgia with the Madison Square Garden reenactment of the boom drop through the table. I could get behind that, to be honest with you.
He didn't hit it right. He hit his legs. It looked like he injured him. It looked pretty terrible.
It did look terrible. The idea, I give them credit for. Execution was not the greatest.
No.
But even then, do I see Orton still being the guy they're going to have take the title from Kofi? I want to say yes, but it's a matter of what I'd like to see and what I think is going to actually happen. And I don't know. I still see maybe Kofi once again prevailing. And at this point, I don't know about you. It's a matter of trying to find out who they're going to have actually dethrone Kofi and end this world title reign.
It's going to be Randy Orton. And it's going to be at Clash of Champions or Night of Champions. I don't remember. I still don't care. Randy Orton.
I hope you're
That's
right.
my dude. Nakamura and Miz for the Intercontinental Title Championship. I'm excited that Miz is going to be back in the Intercontinental title picture.
I think this is the sleeper.
This could be a sleeper match. I kind of like what they're doing with Nakamura and Sami Zayn. I like that he's his mouthpiece now, because Sami Zayn is a great wrestler too, though. So it'd be nice to see this turn into like Sami Zayn and Nakamura having a feud. I would like to see that happen,
especially after Nakamura's debut match against Sami Zayn at TakeOver in 2016.
Exactly. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it on WWE Network. I'm not plugging it. I have nothing to do with WWE Network, but we both have it. We both love it, and you can go watch that match on there, and then come back and prove us wrong if it's not great.
TakeOver Dallas. Remember that.
Dallas. So the Miz, I'm ready for a Miz. I think I'm ready for another Miz title run. Not necessarily the Intercontinental title, maybe in the World Heavyweight title picture or whatever, but I'm ready. He's the second best talker in WWE, if not the best. I would only put him second to Bray Wyatt, but you don't really see a lot of Bray Wyatt these days. So I am going to say, this is a tough one to call, but I'm going to say Nakamura retains. Only because they're just getting started with this whole Sami Zayn as his mouthpiece thing, and I think it's going to turn into a rivalry down the road. So you got to set that up. There should be a title feud there. I'm going to say Nakamura just based on that. Nothing else, because obviously I really love The Miz.
I'd say about the same. I think Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, I think that's kind of like what they're duplicating here, and they definitely did a very great job with that, pushing that and building that up. And if they're smart, they'll do the same thing with Sami Zayn and Nakamura.
Which makes you nervous, because Sami Zayn is a very good heel. But is he Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens level heel? I don't know. Remains to be seen.
I think he is, on the sense that he can generate a lot of heat from the audience. He knows how to push certain buttons and get the fans to actually like really boo him.
Yeah.
And pretty much hate him.
Yeah, the interaction with the audience is great. Do I really want to talk about? Let's talk about this trash.
Yeah. Let's get the one non-title match out.
Eric Rowan and Roman Reigns. This dude main evented like what, 3 or 4 WrestleManias in a row? 3? How many was it? And he's going against Eric Rowan. And are we sure that Eric Rowan's still not being controlled by somebody? Maybe The Fiend?
Maybe Harper?
Maybe Luke Harper? Maybe still Daniel Bryan? Like, I find it hard to believe that they're trying to push Eric Rowan as an independent, like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's out of nowhere. They botched the whole who was trying to hurt Roman Reigns thing. They screwed that up. Should have been Luke Harper. 100% should have been Luke Harper. But it was some second-rate Eric Rowan lookalike. I've never been more pissed off. This build-up is trash. Rowan, I guess, decent on the mic last night on SmackDown. I don't care. I hope Reigns wins, and I've never said that in my life.
I think they have the opportunity to actually turn this into something. I don't know if it's broken news yet to everyone, but I guess it has been made a no disqualification match for Sunday. So could that be something to set something up as far as interference? I think the one thing WWE has failed to do is sometimes actually give us a build-up for a storyline and actually deliver that shock value. I mean, right now, I'd say given money is Daniel Bryan, it really is still behind this, and they're just setting up Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan to be butting heads now.
Honestly, this is the only match on this card with a big build-up.
Yeah, and it's been flop to say the least.
Maybe that's why they don't build-ups anymore, because they usually end up screwing up the build-up.
Well, hopefully with Paul Heyman now on Raw, we'll get a lot more of a build-up and a lot more payoff.
Hopefully Raw's been a lot better lately, so
yes,
I'll give them credit for that. 4 horsewomen, Bayley and Charlotte.
I say this has actually been, for short few weeks, actually the best build-up, maybe.
Yeah. Well, they have years of build-up
Yes.
in these 2 rivalries right here.
But let's be honest, get it out of the way. We're finally getting the Bayley heel turn that we wanted last year. Or earlier this year, should I say. That whole story, Sasha Banks attacking her after a match, and then where did it go? We brought in that goddamn Dr. Shelby, and it went nowhere. Real fast.
Nowhere.
Where did it go?
Nowhere. But Bayley is garbage. She's not a good heel. I wanted her to turn heel. I couldn't wait for it to happen, and she's not good at it. People were booing her before this. You can't underestimate what she's done for the women's division with those other 3 ladies. Her run in NXT was decent. I don't know. I hope Charlotte wins. I'm gonna pick Charlotte to win. I feel like they're setting her up to be the female Ric Flair. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm gonna say Charlotte wins this, and they finally get a good champion back on SmackDown. Did you predict? I didn't know who you picked.
I am probably going to go with Charlotte, but to be honest with you, with the build-up, the recent heel turn, I would not be surprised at the end of the night if it is Bayley and Sasha both walking out as champions side by side. Maybe not. Maybe we'll get, the Cinderella story and we'll get Charlotte and Becky. But with Sasha coming back with, the new attitude, even though she's still, she's just the boss, but it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing to have them walk out side by side with the titles and now have the faces, if there's faces and heels with wrestling anymore, chase after them. Get new faces, chase after them. Because what's the one thing in wrestling that's more satisfactory? To have a champion you don't really care for finally get beaten. That's what...
Well, yeah, but they don't do that for us.
Why? We're getting it with Kofi Kingston.
I see 4 heels in this match. I don't see any faces. I feel like I would call Becky and Charlotte babyface heels. Like, they want them to be good, but they're only really good when they're bad. If that makes sense. I think it does make sense, but... Yeah, well, I don't know. This needs to turn into something at Survivor Series against
the other 4
from UFC. If Ronda Rousey can come back, she'd cut off her finger. Well, basically cut off her finger, but
it was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the photo, go look at the photo.
All right, so Charlotte, and then Becky and Sasha. Becky, can we call you the man, or will Ric Flair get mad at us? I don't know. I'm going to see Ric Flair on Sunday, so I'll ask him if he will get mad if I call Becky the man. But I'm going to say...
He won't get mad. You just got to pay him after you say it.
Yeah. I'm going to say... I want to say Becky because she's my girl. But I think Sasha's going to win this one. They got to keep her from leaving. And
Becky has had the title since WrestleMania. She's had a good run.
Yeah, she's had a good run. So it might be time to drop it. So Sasha's not a slouch. She's never had a successful title defense on the main roster.
And you wonder why she's always pissed off.
That includes the tag team titles. Never a successful defense. She was hurt a lot early on. I mean, I give them that. But Sasha, and I hope she has a decent title run this time.
But as far as going back to the whole building things up, you mentioned the horsewomen against the horsewomen. That's what we'd love to see. I mean, that's just our opinion, but nothing better than to have the 4 horsewomen all feuding against each other and have to come together to fight a common enemy.
And nobody loves Shayna Baszler more than this guy.
Yeah.
Nobody.
It's true.
All right. So who's your prediction?
I'm gonna go with Sasha and Bayley. I think they're gonna have both of the heels walk out as dual champions side by side. Now let's talk about the match that we thought was gonna be Sunday. It turns out now it will be airing on the Monday Night Raw after Clash of Champions. Baron Corbin, Chad Gable, King of the Ring finals, and the thing I'm just gonna point out right now is the tournament has definitely taken a complete 180 on how I thought it was going to play out.
Think of the names you had in it.
Yeah.
And look who you're left with.
Now, we are being given the heel face, between Baron Corbin and Chad Gable. But I don't know about you, but the only 2 predictions I could have if they went ahead with that, a face and a heel, I would have thought Drew McIntyre versus maybe Ali. Or I could have seen Ricochet in the finals going against either Elias or Andrade maybe. Ricochet and Andrade I thought would be a great match. 2 guys who were never in NXT at the same time, or if they were, their just paths never crossed.
I'm not even going to talk about this because it's going to make me so mad. I could go on for probably an hour just on the people they took out of this tournament, the people that were in this, and the ones that we're left with. Corbin's going to win. He's the heel. That's it. That's all I care about.
I don't think he needs it, though.
He doesn't need it. But Chad Gable's not going to win. Chad Gable hasn't been on TV since him and Bobby Roode split up. And then all of a sudden he just showed up and beat, like, they're doing this underdog thing. Like, you do it a lot, WWE, and sometimes you pick people we just don't care about.
The thing with Chad Gable, though, is they could revisit what they did with Shelton Benjamin back in 2004. You did a supplement draft on Raw, draft lottery, just pick out random names. Shelton Benjamin gets separated from Charlie Haas, and you're thinking, okay. And then until you actually were given a chance to watch him perform as a solo wrestler.
I don't think he's a bad solo wrestler.
But Shelton Benjamin turned out to actually, I'm sorry, but back in 2004, 2005, I thought Shelton Benjamin was one of the most underrated wrestlers at the time. The guy was talented. The guy was a great performer, and he was given the chance to shine. And he, in my eyes, had a great Intercontinental Championship run at that time on Raw.
So I guess Matt loves
I
Chad Gable.
I think Chad Gable can do the same thing if they're smart. Chad Gable could. Corbin doesn't need it. Corbin has won Money in the Bank. He's main evented pay-per-views. He's given world title opportunities. He's been pushed before. Where Gable, he's had, runs in the tag team division. Why not push a great athlete like Chad Gable who could have a great singles run?
What sounds better to you, King Corbin or King Gable? You decide. Rollins and Strowman, which is probably gonna be the main event, because why isn't Rollins the main event? He should always be the main event. So Rollins and Strowman. I guess the build-up's okay. I like that they're tag team champions and Seth is the Universal Champion, so they have 2 matches. He's done that before. He is a triple-double champion, so he's been double champion 3 times. I think he's the only person to ever do that.
Should we run down the list?
Is there a list of triple-double champions?
Is there a list?
Is there any more?
I don't know.
I don't think
yes,
there is.
yes, Miz was a double champion.
Triple-double champion.
Well, I don't know about that.
3-time double champion.
Sorry, I didn't go that in depth with
Yeah.
research.
No, so Seth Rollins to retain. I'll never bet against Seth Rollins. I don't think Strowman has it in him. I don't think WWE likes him enough or trusts him enough for a title run. I think that they like that he's big. He's decent on the mic. The fans semi-like him, I guess. I don't know if I like him, but I don't see him as a champion type. He was a tag team champion with an 8-year-old, so is he going to come help him win against Rollins? I don't think so.
And so, Nicholas, we're looking forward to seeing you in the future. Regain that title.
Yeah. So, Rollins, 100% clean win.
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's talk about the possibility of Bray Wyatt,
the elephant in the room.
The Fiend. We saw on Raw the Firefly Funhouse of him challenging the winner to Hell in a Cell. Does it seem a little early with the build-up? Yes, which is what worries me, because the Fiend, let's be honest, is probably one of the best, if not the best thing going on WWE programming right now. I feel like it's not received any negative reactions from anybody. It's new, it's refreshing, it's still downright creepy as hell, and it's staying true to the Bray Wyatt character with just a different element to it. But is it early to be pushing him in the world title picture? Because, in my opinion, if you do all this build up, you better have him go over. Rollins or Strowman, you better have him go over.
Absolutely, and I don't think they would put the title on Strowman just to have him lose it to the Fiend. I'd rather see Rollins than the Fiend, anyways. But Strowman and the Fiend have that backstory, or Bray Wyatt has that backstory with Braun Strowman. But do I think he shows up here? Maybe after the match. I don't think he shows up during the match. I think he'll show up after, and that'll be the end of your pay-per-view. That's what I think.
And the part that worries me, too, with the build-up, is that there's only 3 weeks in between Clash of Champions and Hell in a Cell. Doesn't give a lot of time.
But they started this, if they started this when he challenged him, it was a week. So that's 5 weeks. That's like a normal build-up,
yes.
I would say, 5 weeks. So if they started already, I don't know if Rollins or Strowman responded to the Fiend, did they?
I have not heard anything, not even anything on social media. I mean, there was also rumors, though, about him targeting The Undertaker on SmackDown.
And Stone Cold.
And Stone Cold, especially because of the clock being, the time of the clock was the debut of The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not get that. We got Sami Zayn getting chokeslammed to hell, which we're okay with.
Yeah. All right. NXT on USA. I don't know if I care about that. I don't know if I care about it enough to be happy about it. I'm happy that they're getting national exposure, and maybe some of you WWE fans who don't watch NXT will finally watch NXT because it's on regular TV. It's amazing.
And we're getting an extra hour.
It's honestly the best, to me, the best promotion. I know it's not its own promotion, but to me it really is its own thing. It's the best promotion out right now. The best brand out right now.
Yeah. So September 18th, debut on USA. Have you not checked out NXT?
Roderick Strong,
Check it
Velveteen Dream,
North
North
American
American
Championship.
Championship.
Let's talk about triple threat number one contenders match. Who is it? It's Mia Yim, Bianca Belair,
Oh, yeah.
and is it Io, right?
Io Shirai.
Yep. And just announced
All
street
people
fight.
who Shayna has already beat. I love you, Shayna.
And then the match that was just announced too for the premiere episode of NXT on USA Network for September 18th is a street fight between Matt Riddle and Killian Dane.
Matt
So
Riddle. I hope Matt Riddle Killian's Danes. I'll be watching NXT. What about you?
WWE/NXT all the way through.
All right, guys. If you watched the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like it. Charlie the Heel and I will be doing more videos later, so stay tuned for that. All right. See you later, guys.